Hello and welcome to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name's Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And this week we talk about our new character meet and greet.
A new edition of Disney Trivia.
And we talk about our top 5 most romantic spots in Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Let's dive in. All right, and welcome back to another episode of Market House.
Yes, welcome back as always, everybody.
This is episode 120, and looking forward to getting started.
Yes, and if you can hear any wind blowing, we have a massive storm right now, which is so crazy.
It is nuts. So we were supposed to get like a ton of rain, just, ton of rain for our area, nearly 2 inches, which is a lot for where we live. And it has not rained a lot. I think it's just over an inch right now.
Yeah.
But the wind, that came true. They were calling for 60 mile an hour gusts and like sustained winds of 20 something miles an hour. That is very real. That is happening right now.
It definitely feels like the roof is going to blow off any second, but thankfully it's not, but it's pretty crazy outside.
It is loud. And then if there's any gap, like in a door or in a window, it like whistles and stuff. It's pretty nuts. Again, this is pretty
creepy.
Novel for our area. We don't get intense weather like this. We had one storm last year, actually a handful. I was wrong, right? Didn't we have a handful last year that were pretty rough?
Yes, towards like the beginning of the year, and then there was like one at the end of the year.
We're no stranger to the wind now, I guess. I think we're seasoned with the wind, but
right.
the intense rain is new.
See, I'd rather have the intense rain. I know it does cause flooding, but like the wind is just like, it's so damaging over here.
Yeah, I didn't know that Sacramento is actually one of the worst. Again, we don't get a lot of rain, but when it does rain, we're one of the more susceptible cities in the country for flooding.
Oh, interesting.
We have terrible soil. Apparently, it just kind of sits on the top. It never absorbs.
So dry.
So dry. And our river, like our system and stuff, like I guess it just kind of spills over pretty easily. So, not great for storms like this.
I know. It's
I'm
sad.
hoping no homes are affected, but I know some trees have already fallen on cars in the area and that kind of stuff.
A couple people have already lost power. I've been seeing on the power grid map.
Oh, really?
So there's like 300 people in the area that don't have power.
Oh, lame.
So we'll see.
That's never fun.
I know.
So that's why we needed to get this recorded. So hopefully we can get it up before any power's lost. But anyways, it has been quite the week. Very eventful. I'm just going to list off some things we've been doing. We went for a little exploration trip. We went to one of our favorite neighborhoods in the area for a walk with Maddie, her first time there. And packed up the stroller,
the diaper bag, the whole thing. Yeah.
Still getting used to it. I think we always forget something, at least one thing. So we run back inside and grab it. And we went and headed over there. But on the way, we heard that Leo, the one and only Leo DiCaprio, I know him by Leo. We're on a first name basis, me and him. But no, we head to Sacramento because they're filming a movie starring Leo.
Yeah.
In Sacramento. So we thought we'd stop by the set and see if we could see anything. And we didn't. I mean, we saw some of the prop trucks and equipment kind of laying around.
Yeah, which was really fun. It was kind of cool to see behind the scenes, and we saw like a bicycle and like all these mannequins like just laying on the ground.
And I think he does have a bike in one scene they've already shot in a city like a couple hours away.
Yeah.
And so I saw some stills from that, and it did feature a bike. And so I think we saw the bike he was sitting on. So we were very close to where Leo was hanging out.
Yeah, and apparently he's going to be on a light rail at some point in the movie. We did see that. It was like kind of staged to the side and kind of blocked off by all these like police officers.
Yeah, people were annoyed because they like shut down. I mean, I don't think a lot of people use the light rail during the weekend at all, honestly.
Yeah.
And so they had shut down a couple of lines to film this, and they had a couple cars staged there.
Yeah.
And so if we see a light rail in a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in the next year or two, it's in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
On top of that fun day, we also did get donuts, which was so fun prior to our walk. Again, it was getting a little chilly, so we had to cut the walk short up just a little bit, but it was super nice to get out of the house. And of course, winter eating donuts not a good idea.
Right.
So
yeah, we got some, enjoyed some this morning with our coffee. It's always fun grabbing, again, it's kind of a special treat because I'm gluten-free. And so finding good gluten-free donuts are pretty rare, and we are lucky to have a little shop that sells those. So that was fun. We also rewatched WALL-E.
So cute.
Kind of random. Caitlin said, why don't we watch the movie and let's do WALL-E? So
it's because of the art you just purchased, which we haven't talked about yet.
We haven't. So we told you guys, I think a couple weeks ago, that we had purchased an art piece, I guess if you want to call it, online. It came.
It
and
did.
it is of WALL-E and Eve.
Is it Eva?
It's Eve. He says Eva.
Oh, okay.
But he's mispronouncing it, on accident.
Wow, I've always said the wrong thing. It's a really, really beautiful painting. Again, it's not like an original or anything.
No.
We didn't spend thousands of dollars
We're
on
not that
this.
fancy. It's a print, but it is a nice one. I like it.
Yeah, we kind of gathered some inspiration from watching the Festival of the Arts over at Epcot, and we're like, we need some art in the house. And so, as Caleb mentioned, it's Wally and Eve, and it has like this really cool background. Like it kind of looks like space, but they're just the colors that the artist used. It's like very purple and blues. It almost has like the texture of like the Epcot ball. It's just a really unique picture.
Yeah,
and I love it.
It's fun. He like paints in like these triangle colors, if that makes sense. And clearly
it's awesome.
Shows Wally and Eve. So it's a very cool painting. Can't wait to get it hung up. But yeah, that's been going on. I'm trying to think of anything else. That's pretty much it, right?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but before
we did go on a date night.
Our
first date night.
Our first official date night. So previous times we've had Maddie watched was we would run out and do errands, which is not fun. Like I think we just needed to those to get some Costco runs done, Target runs. This time we said, you know what? Let's be intentional. Let's go out and actually have an evening out with dinner and what have you. We still ended up running some errands.
We did.
But we did get some dinner, which was very nice.
It was amazing. It was so nice just to sit down and not have to rush. Because usually if we do eat out, it's like we grab Chick-fil-A really quickly or something we just take home. But it was nice. We had some teriyaki and it was amazing.
So stinking good. Walked around, looked at some furniture we couldn't afford, and then got back again. We did stop by Costco. I mean, what date night is not complete without a trip to Costco? Grab some... They were out of eggs. They've been out of eggs a lot.
Always out of eggs.
What is up?
I don't get it.
So didn't get eggs. We got some random stuff. And then you got a new water bottle.
I did.
That's
picked
fun.
Up a new water. Everyone's probably like, oh my God.
Get on with it, bro. But I'm just saying, this is a fun week.
We love water in this home. But yeah, so we had a great week so far. Hope you guys all did as well. And you know what? I have to admit, I'm super excited to dive into today's episode because it is quite fitting because this is the month of love.
Month of love. Let's get into it. But before we do, please consider joining us over on Patreon, markethousepodcast.com/support. That is where you can get some exclusive content. It's a great way to support the show. Again, it's $5 a month. It's pretty much a price of Starbucks. Pretty soon that'll be the price of half a Starbucks at the rate in which they keep increasing prices.
Seriously.
But for $5 a month, you can support the show. We reinvest all of it into the show. We have equipment, we've got subscriptions, we've got what have you. All goes back into improving this so we can get content out to you guys. Again, thank you so much for all of our supporters over there. It means the world that you choose to support the show. Thank you very much. Please consider leaving a review on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Both are a huge help to the show. You can do 5-star ratings on both platforms and a written review over on Apple. Speaking of, we have quite the review. And let me kind of explain what happened here. So someone left this quite a while ago, and we apologize for totally missing it, but it's because it was an international review. So this came from Canada, and they don't show up on our Apple podcasting app.
Yes.
For some reason, Apple, come on, this is a...
So this review is from over a year ago, and I saw it. So it gets included in the numbers over on Apple Podcasts, but it doesn't show up.
Got it.
And so a year ago, I remember telling Caleb, I'm like, it says we got a new review, but I'm like, nothing showed. So maybe it's just a rating. Well, I did find the review, and as Caleb mentioned, I am so sorry to the person that left this. This is from Andrea Bailey KX2, and it's titled All the Disney Details, and it's a 5-star review. I started listening to your show recently in preparation for an upcoming Disneyland trip next summer. We had been there before many years ago, but things change in the park so often, and this podcast gives us all of the up-to-date info we need to know. Thanks for providing a show that gives us all the most up-to-date information in an upbeat, positive way. I can't wait to go on our trip and use all we know and watch our daughter dance the magic in the Disneyland parade of all of the dance with her friends. That was so sweet.
That's awesome.
And again, we just want to apologize because it's such a bummer that they don't show up. I don't understand that. It's kind of bizarre to me. But again, thank you so much for leaving that review. And I hope your daughter did dance away at Disneyland. I'm sure you guys already went on your trip, so I hope you guys had a blast. But thank you again so much for leaving that review.
Yeah, thank you so much. Means the world. Those are very kind words, and we appreciate them. Also, one more thing before we dive into the news. We will be taking next week off. So no episode on February 12th. We've got some family stuff and just kind of a busy week. And so we're going to go ahead and just take it off. We rarely do that. I'm the one that's usually pushing to record even if we have the craziest week in the world, but I'm being an adult and in advance saying, you know what, let's go ahead and take the week off. That is okay. So join us the following week for another episode and we'll continue on like normal. But again, the 12th, no episode of Market House. All right, let's dive into the news. All right, and for our first news story, we've got some unfortunate news, but Carl Weathers passed away. Pretty legendary actor, passed away on February 1st. Again, amazing career, but his connection to Disney was his portrayal of Greef Karga in the Mandalorian series and Combat Carl in Toy Story. Did not know he did that.
I had no idea.
Right? Mm-mm. So again, absolutely out of the blue. I didn't know if he was sick or whatever. I don't think many details have come out. But again, super sad. He... of course, was the iconic Apollo Creed in Rocky. Happy Gilmore. He was Chubbs. Love that movie.
Gosh.
And he played himself on Arrested Development, which is one of my favorite shows. And he is hilarious in that TV show.
I always knew him as Apollo Creed.
It was iconic.
Yeah, that's what I remember him as.
Those Rocky movies are so good. That is one. Did we? Was it? You told me you haven't seen them, or
no? I saw Rocky. I didn't see the one with was it the very last one? I forget which one it was.
Which one? With the big guy?
With the really tall fighter, yeah.
Yeah. No, that is Rocky 4.
I hadn't seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe is it 3?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I get the numbers mixed up. But anyways, you had not seen that, so I was like, we're turning that on right now. But the Rocky movies are iconic.
They're great. They always make me cry, but they're great.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they're just...
Adrian.
Yeah, especially that part.
Yeah, it's so good. But anyways, Carl Weathers, very sad. But again, great actor, and we get to continue to watch his work for the years to come.
All right, next up we have some super exciting news. There is a new character meet and greet over at the new Pixar Place Hotel.
There is, and you are quite excited.
This is an exciting one, guys, because for those who don't know, I love Bing Bong, and he has finally made an appearance at the hotel. You can meet him now.
You can meet him. Again, some people have complained that he looks a little scary looking. I don't think he looks bad.
I myself included, because... or myself included, not I myself.
I myself.
Myself included. I feel like he'd be a little scary for the littles.
I can understand.
Again, he's very playful, obviously, but he's very, very large, and he has those really big cartoon eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
Again, just take that into account. But he is so adorable. I'm so excited he's there. I can't wait to meet him.
We'll have to make a special trip to go see if we can get a picture with him. Also, the character from Soul is playing in the lobby of the hotel. Is that going to be a normal thing?
Yes.
All the time?
I hope so.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool.
Joe himself.
Yes, yeah, that's his name. Okay, so again, side note, and this is not related to the news story, but I want to make sure you guys know this. The Pixar Place Hotel had its official opening, and I put that in quotation marks, official opening at the end of January.
Yes.
But there's a little bit of a curveball. Not all the rooms are refurbished and done yet. So I think only about half of the rooms are done and completed and are the really cool looking ones that you see online right now. The other half are still the Paradise Pier rooms, which again aren't the greatest, I would say, especially for the price being charged. So if you are expecting that room, please don't book this until you know for 100% fact that they are completed. So maybe another few months, I would imagine, until all the rooms are completed. Then I would say go ahead and book that hotel to get that Pixar Place experience. I
did want to add on the rooms, since now that they are open, we were able to see a couple of videos on them. I have to say, I was a little skeptical in previous episodes on what they were going to look like. I feel like they look great.
They do. They really do. I've seen a lot of tours, both photos and videos, and they look pretty dang good.
Yeah, and I feel like remember telling Caleb that the rooms almost look better than the hotel. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think they did a better job with the rooms than the others. Not to say that was a bad job. I'm just saying it's hard to, in the lobby, they still kept the drop ceiling in some certain parts.
And it's very
dark
in there.
That is so old school. Yeah, they couldn't help that again. I think it was hard. I wish they could just honestly tear it down and rebuild the hotel, but that's probably not very viable financially. But yes, I would agree. It still looks old in certain ways, just with the design of the hotel.
The pool area, though, they did a really great job.
Yeah.
I love the kind of the games that you can play. They're kind of just all I guess, decorated like different Pixar films. And then I believe is it Pixel Bites or something? Something Bites?
Something like that.
Just like the art that they have around, they created all the Pixar characters with little pixels. It looks good. So awesome up there.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out if you haven't already. And if you're not going to be visiting anytime soon, definitely look on YouTube because there's a ton of videos up already.
All right. You know what that music means. It is time for Disney Trivia. It has been a while. I don't remember who won last time. We've been doing a new segment called Name That Tune.
It's been fun.
So it's time to go back to the classic Disney trivia.
This one makes me a little nervous because we don't do very well in this one.
No, we never do. But it's all for the fun. Let's get into it. All right. Are you ready for your first question, Caitlin?
I'm so ready.
Okay. First question is, Mulan retrieved an arrow from the top of a post using 2 medallions. What did they represent? What did the 2 medallions represent? You claim to be a giant Mulan fan, so I'm throwing you a hard one.
What do they represent?
Yes.
Medallion, like strength and honor?
You got one right. I'm not going to tell you which one, but you did get one right. I'll give you one more shot.
It's honor.
No.
Okay, so strength.
Strength.
Strength and... Oh, wow. Dignity?
Oh, you were so close. It starts
What?
with a D. One more shot. I'm going to give you one more shot.
Strength and... dreams.
Ah, discipline.
Discipline. Oh, duh.
Strength and discipline.
Yes.
All right.
Such a good movie.
Incorrect. Question number 2. Which Hollywood actress once played the part of Alice in Wonderland at Disneyland? It's a multiple choice. Rose McGowan, Laura Dern. We love Laura. We saw her at the parks one time.
We did.
Michelle Pfeiffer, or Sarah Jessica Parker? Which Hollywood actress once played the part of Alice in Wonderland at Disneyland?
Well, I only know 2 of those people. So,
Okay.
A
Incorrect.
or number 1.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know who it
Back
is.
in the 70s, I believe they said.
Who is that?
She's an actress. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
I can't think of any of her work
Okay,
on the
see?
top of my head. She's pretty big, though. The name is recognizable. I just don't know what she's been in.
Yeah, I've heard the name. I just don't know who she
Yeah,
is.
it's Michelle Pfeiffer. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
So, yeah, another famous person, Steve
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
Okay.
I almost said Steve Jobs. I was like, he didn't work at Disneyland. He owned Pixar
I love
at one
Steve
point,
Martin.
but he did not work at Disney. Yes, Steve Martin did. He famously worked the joke shop. I can't think.
It's the
Magic.
Magic. Who?
I'm
What?
sorry. I'm a little flustered. I just had to run outside. We mentioned the storm in the beginning of the episode. Right in the middle of recording, I hear this clang on top of the roof.
Loudest. It sounded like a plane landed on our roof.
So I had to go outside and see if something broke. I can't see anything, but I have to go crawl up in the attic or something to make sure there's not a hole in our roof.
We're not crawling in the attic.
I'm doing everything tonight.
No, you're not.
I don't know. There's loud noises and it's scaring me, so I'm a little flustered. But yes, Steve Martin famously worked the magic shop in
Yeah.
Disneyland. And Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay, my questions. Let's go.
Okay, next up.
All right.
I guess first up. What was the first Disney animated movie to be given a PG rating?
Oh, that's a good question. The first animated Disney movie to get a PG. So it's going to have to be post 80s, because I think that's when... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Rewind. That was PG-13. So, oh, man. First Disney movie to get a PG rating. I don't know. Emperor's New Groove.
No, that is not correct.
Is that too late? Is there one earlier than that?
It's earlier, I believe. To give you a hint, I've never seen this movie.
Okay. You've never seen a Disney animated movie?
I've never seen this, and I'm almost positive you haven't either.
Is it Meet the Robinsons?
Incorrect.
That was later, but...
It is The Black Cauldron.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that?
I have not.
I haven't either.
But,
Yeah,
okay.
first PG rating.
First PG rating.
All right, next up.
Interesting.
What's the name of the snow creature Elsa created to send Anna, Kristoff, and Olaf away?
Marshmallow.
That is correct.
Let's go.
Yay!
I won with one correct.
Yes.
I am the victor. All right, I'll take it. Let us know what you got at home.
Yeah.
If you got Michelle Pfeiffer, if you got Marshmallow,
Or Meet the Robinsons.
Meet the Robinsons, or Discipline and Strength.
Or Dreams.
All right, and that brings us to our main segment of this week's episode, and that is our top 5 most romantic spots in Disneyland and Disney World.
This is so exciting because number one, if you all did not know, it is February.
Did not know.
The month.
If I didn't know.
The month of love. I love February.
You really do.
I
You
do.
You snuck some Target order stuff. So I'm sitting there at home working downstairs, and like a package comes to the front door, and I'm kind of confused. Like, I didn't order anything. And usually Caitlin says, oh, by the way, you know, something from Addie's coming or something for the house, whatever. Usually she gives me a heads up. Real silent on this one. And it wasn't a big deal. But I did go up to the front and I was like, what's this bag of stuff? I rip out some Valentine's Day decorations and I got some stuff for Maddie's room.
They were $3. Okay.
Hey.
It's so cute. It's like this little Valentine's Day like banner. I'm just living all my like pink and purple dreams over here with Maddie. So we put that in her room, and of course we had to get some chocolates and other fun stuff.
Some Dove chocolates have been purchased, and I think some other sneaky gifts have been making their ways.
Yes, some Valentine's Day gifts.
You never get the mail, but then that one day you're like, I have to go get the mail.
Yeah. I'm so excited. So again, this is a fun month. So we thought this would be a really fun topic for you guys. Again, just a couple of things we have mentioned before throughout our trip reports, or places that we have loved. They might have made it on our list of most romantic places.
Ooh,
so we shall see.
Sneaky. But yeah, we thought, again, like Caitlin mentioned, it's the time of love, the time of romance. So perfect time to talk about where we... perfect time. Perfect time. At Disneyland, Disney World, just kind of like those romantic spots. But I'm going to say this, that the first thing that I think of when I think of a romantic vacation or lovey vacation, I don't think of Disneyland or Disney World, right? Like screaming kids, lines, sweating, all the things, stress, lots of money. That is not romantic in my eyes. But you can make it a little more romantic, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't pick things, this is a big thing. You can't pick things that are obvious. Like, yes, a night out at Napa Rose would be very romantic and nice. That's a little too on the nose, in my opinion. So we tried to, it's places and things that maybe you might not think is initially like a love romantic spot, but we can make it that way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's fun.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's fun. Let's try it. All right, let's start off with Disneyland. But before we dive in, I wanted to mention this in the very beginning before we started everything, but we've been watching a lot of stuff. And this could be a gift for your loved one this upcoming Valentine's Day.
What?
I'm just maybe dropping a hint to you.
Okay.
We've been watching lots of videos on these two things. Number one, an option you can get your loved one would be a trip on the Icon of the Seas.
Right.
So this is the largest cruise ship in the world now. Honestly, we are Disney loyalists. You guys know this. We're a Disney podcast. We go to Disneyland. We do Disney cruises. We go to Disney World. We do all the things. We've been watching a lot of Icon of the Seas. That thing is freaking nuts.
Caleb is literally obsessed.
I'm very obsessed just because it is so impressive that thing floats. And it is gigantic. You can honestly, I think it's double the size of the Wish, which is Disney's currently largest cruise ship.
Yeah.
They've got one being built for the Asian market that's going to be even bigger than the Icon of the Seas. It's going to fit 7,000 guests.
Oh my.
Is that crazy or what?
Wow.
It's going to be a monster. So that's still being built, but that's not even for us over here. But long story short, Icon of the Seas, it looks very impressive. Will we book it? Probably not, because it's, I don't know, the price of a kidney.
Well, I don't know, because first of all, the pricing is very similar to what Disney charges.
It's even more than what Disney charges right now.
And on top of what you're paying just to get on the ship, all the upcharges.
Yeah, they upcharge a lot. So after we added it all up, it doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, you can give that to your loved one or the Apple Vision Pro.
Okay. Wow.
We're in spatial computing, Caitlin. Get with the times.
We are.
We can tour Disneyland in 3D. It's $3,500.
We were also confused about a $3 Valentine's Day banner for our daughter. So,
but $3,500 can buy a lot of joy.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. But just a couple of gift ideas for your loved ones at home. Icon of the Seas trip or Apple Vision Pro.
Okay, really quickly though, this is off topic. What would you do if I did that?
I would say, thank you so much, but we're returning this. We're not paying $3,500 for a toy. All right, let's dive in. Disneyland, our top 5 romantic spots in the parks. Number 5, Caitlin, why don't you go first?
Number 5 is the Grizzly River One walkway.
Yes, so this is we have to have a little explanation here. So this is behind, behind or in front of the attraction?
So if you go, you know how like the legendary area, which we love, where the raft is going down the waterfall?
Yes.
To the right of that is the queue, right? So you're going to be walking in between both of those. There is a little path that goes back there.
Like a wood bridge.
Yes.
That you can stand right in front of this giant waterfall, and it is gorgeous and so much fun.
And on top of that, the path keeps going, and there's like a little walkway back there. It's very serene. It's very quiet.
Very
it's
quiet.
So pretty.
There used to be a smoking area back there. That's why we didn't walk back there a ton, because it would reek.
Yes.
But you can't smoke in the park at all now. So you can walk back there and enjoy a very nice, again, part of me is like, I love this. It's Disney theming at its finest. It really feels like you're in a national park. I think it's supposed to replicate Yosemite here in California. But I will say it's, the other part of me says, is it wasted space? Could they put some more stuff back there? But it's a really nice walk.
I
it's
love
very
it.
serene. You could sneak some kisses back there, and no one would be the wiser. I'm not saying we've done it. I'm just saying you could do it in theory. Okay. Number 4, I'm going with Main Street during fireworks.
You were very excited to add this to
I was
the list.
excited. Again, are you in front of thousands of people? Yeah. Is it like a little cramped? Probably. Yeah. But come on, with those lights, with the castle lit up, with Tinkerbell flying in the air, with beautiful music and fireworks. What more could you ask for?
I don't know why, but when I thought of this moment, I thought of us listening to I See the Light or See the Light. I See the Light.
I don't know.
From Tangled. And then like looking into each other's eyes.
Okay.
Like,
I love it.
I love you.
I mean, it feels pretty romantic to me. With ice cream on my face, like dried vanilla
and,
ice
like
cream.
People staring at us. Oh,
Get a room. All right, number 3.
Number 3 is one of my personal favorites. It is Flo's V8 Cafe. And before you guys are like, what?
Right in the middle.
It is actually the outside seating area. I'm sorry. I was just cracking up because I could picture people thinking that we're meaning like sitting inside the restaurant.
Yeah. I think the area near the cashiers is very lovely. Yeah. No, this is outside. This is outside seating lining the Radiator Springs Racers area.
It is absolutely beautiful out there.
At night specifically. Yes. And rarely does anyone sit out there. It's usually pretty empty. The restaurant doesn't need that much room. It's almost always empty, and it's a really nice way to catch the ride back there, and it's all lit up.
Oh, it's stunning.
Eating a delicious, maybe get a milkshake, split a milkshake, just like they used to do back in the day. You want to split a malt, baby?
The milkshake is the way to go, definitely. But I highly recommend going down there because not a lot of people know about that area. Like when I've talked about it before, people were like, what?
Yeah, there's a whole seating area on the left if you're looking at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Definitely recommend.
Definitely recommend. Number 2, I think Pixar Pier, specifically again at night. The parks at night are just gorgeous. You add some of those lights and it's like chef's kiss.
Yeah.
It's perfect. We like it. Again, is it crowded, loud, all that stuff? Yes. But walking through Pixar Pier, it feels like you're on like an old boardwalk in Santa Cruz or something.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I truly love it. It does remind me of like moments where we've done that together. And it's always like fun times where we've had conversations, whether it's about like just life or literally when Maddie was getting ready to come. Like that was one of my distinct memories is talking about her.
Yeah.
It's just always fun memories associated with just walking around the pier.
Yeah.
So I love it.
It's a lot of fun. You could smell some nice, is it fried chicken?
Yes.
We love that place. They have it's gluten-free.
Poultry Palace.
Okay, so that's the thing though. It can't be, is it fried? It's fried with like cornflakes.
Seasoned.
Oh, it's seasoned.
Yes.
It's not fried.
No, it's not fried.
But it's got like a crust thing on it on the outside. Okay.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Highly recommend. And they have really good like hot buttery corn.
Hot butter corn. That stuff is good.
It's so good.
But it can be piping. I burnt my lips last time on hot buttered corn. Burnt my lips right off.
I think you can get it with tahini as well.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. I've never tried it, but I think you can get additional
I don't know if
topping.
I'm a giant fan of that stuff.
I have friends that are obsessed.
Yes.
They love it.
Yep. Okay. Number 1, Caitlin.
Number 1 is one that I don't think many people think about, but we have it labeled as Trader Sam's, but it's not going into Trader Sam's. It's sitting outside Trader Sam's underneath kind of like the tiki torches.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do this, but I think a lot of it's very desirable to sit inside. Is it a little overrated? Probably. It's fun. It's really fun inside, but it's a whole different energy. It's very loud and wacky and crazy and people spraying water. It's very fun. But outside, you've got those guys singing live music.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Tiki torches.
Yes. And again, it's just one of those things where it's just not as chaotic as it is inside. But again, we love the inside. Like it's a fun atmosphere.
Yes.
In addition to this area, I also wanted to mention that across from the restaurant, there is a fire pit area with a ton of seating. Now, granted, every time Caleb and I go over there, it's always filled. But if you can catch that area where there's no one there, like
gorgeous.
It is a very like cozy atmosphere.
And if I'm understanding correctly, you can bring your drinks over there. So normally you can't just walk around with drinks, right? Open containers of alcohol. But I've seen a lot of people bring their drinks down there and sit by the fire, and I think they're good.
Yeah, so you just go over to like the kind of like the walk-up bar area. Is it Tangaroa Terrace bar or is it Trader Sam's bar?
I don't know. Is
One
that
of the
window?
two.
Yeah, I don't know what that window is considered, but it's outside.
So you go there and then you just feel free to go sit by the fire, get cozy. Like it's a fun, when it's 85 degrees. Just
I will say, be prepared to have a little sticker shock because those drinks can get expensive. They're like almost $20 a pop.
And you don't get a ton of alcohol in your drinks.
Again, we're not looking to get absolutely sloshed in Disneyland, but when you're spending $20 and when it tastes like a fruit drink, I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Go to Lamplight if you're looking for something.
Sometimes I'm like, holy smokes. Tastes like rubbing alcohol. Okay. Now it's time to head over to Disney World. Hop on that, 6-hour flight. And we're trying to prep ourselves. We're doing this with a little one for the first time at the end of the year. And tickets are purchased. It's all booked.
What's done is done.
What's done is done. And I'm starting to get a little nervous. We're watching a lot of videos on like how to travel with a little one.
I'm excited. My whole thing on it is it's gonna go how it's gonna go.
That's true.
You can't prep for. I mean, you can prep as much as you want, but you just never know how she's gonna react.
Question: can you pass your child off to a flight attendant? Is that frowned upon?
I would never.
I would.
Weird.
I would consider it.
No.
If they were nice enough to hold her.
That's weird.
Maybe she can help them serve drinks.
Oh no.
Or little bags of pretzels.
Oh.
No, I think it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna be good. I think on one leg of the trip for sure we have family that can hang out with her and help. Mm-hmm. Right.
But either way, you know what? It's gonna be an adventure.
It's gonna be a little stressful.
If she's sad, you know what? It's part of entering parenthood.
That's true.
So we've got it.
I think. Are you a parent until your kid screams on a flight?
I think you are, but
I don't think so. I think it's your initiation.
I do want to say though, for the parents that have to deal with like the screaming kiddos, like I just feel so bad.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are super parents.
I always feel terrible,
Mm-hmm.
even not having children. I would just sit there and be like, I can't imagine like having to juggle a couple kids and trying to attend to the flight attendants ask you questions and you feel bad for the guest next to you. Yeah. That's got to be super stressful.
People aren't always very nice to the families that are going through that, so that's kind of unfortunate. But
all right, let's move on.
All right,
enough about my troubles and my anxieties. Let's go with number 5 in Walt Disney World. And again, excuse us if we're missing some very obvious ones. We are not. That's on our home park. We've been there a handful of times. We love it. It's just we can't make it out there as often as Disneyland. So we're going to go with the rookie options here. This is what comes to a noob.
Right.
A newbie to Disney World. All right, number 5 is the Skyliner.
I love this one.
Right?
Yes.
So it may not be obvious, but it is a gondola ride. Think of it as that. You're on your way to Epcot. Mm-hmm. You're both excited. You put your arm around your partner. You pull him or her close, and you give him a little smooch on the cheek. And you say, "Baby."
You're always talking about smooching.
I just love smooching. I'm gonna give you a kiss on the cheek and say, "Baby, we're going to Epcot, and I'm gonna treat you to a nice night filled with rides and small snacks."
Wow. That's nice.
I got $15, and we're gonna see what we can do with that. So, no, I love the Skyliner. It is nice, and if it's just you and your partner in there, if you get lucky and you don't get smashed in with another family, that can be pretty romantic.
I feel like usually you can get it to just your party.
I think they have moved to that.
That's
I think
awesome.
back in the day they would squeeze you in with a ton of people. From what we've seen on YouTube and stuff, I think it's just your party.
Unlike Mickey's Fun Wheel over at Disneyland.
Stare into the eyes of a stranger for 20 minutes. All right,
That's a great option, though. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. Number 4.
Number 4 is Pandora at night.
Right.
Over at Animal Kingdom. Again, I highly recommend. The way that Disney has just lit up Pandora is absolutely stunning at night. Just walking around, listening to the ambiance music. It's visually just beautiful. And that's a really good time just to kind of like talk to your friends, family, whoever it is, and just have a great time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just nice.
We sat there once and just kind of talked, and that, again, you can't replicate that feeling, the noises and the fake alien noises and stuff. It's just really nice.
It's very serene.
Very serene.
So, and it's just different. Something you wouldn't normally see at like a Disney park.
True.
So I love that.
It's a fun thing. We're supposed to be getting a Pandora experience over here in Disneyland. They have not released any more information on that, but I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think so.
It's not going to be a full-blown land, you're saying?
I don't think so.
It'll just be a ride or a show?
It'll be like a ride or like a mini version of like Disney World's.
Okay.
Where would you put that?
I have no clue.
I have a perfect idea.
Okay.
Get rid of Avengers Campus.
Oh!
I'm just kidding.
Shots
Everyone's
fired.
upset.
You're going to get some people angry.
I honestly think if they were to do that, like, to be quite frank with you, it'd be over in the Hollywood Boulevard area. They'd rip that whole thing out and put like Avatar over there.
Now, how does that make it California, though?
Well, the same way Avengers doesn't mean California.
That's a good point.
And Pixar.
So it strengthens our argument of like, it's not really California Adventure anymore, right?
I know. It's more of like the
Disney
adventure
IP
of
adventure.
Adventures.
Yeah. All right. Number 3 is Three Bridges Restaurant at night.
Yes. We highly recommend this restaurant. It is absolutely delicious and the ambiance is absolutely stunning.
Yes. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the restaurant on the water at Coronado Springs Resort. And it overlooks the Grand Destino Tower. It's beautiful. It feels very upscale, and it's honestly like pretty reasonable pricing.
Yeah.
Right? And the food is really good.
It's great.
I guess we got some news, though.
Yes.
The wings.
Yes. So I was talking to some of our friends over on Instagram this week about visiting this location, going to get either lunch or dinner there. And I was wanting to get them some menu options. And I went on the menu to look for their, is it Szechuan?
Szechuan wings.
Wings, which highly recommend. They're not on the menu anymore, which again, sometimes Disney will take them off the menu, but you can still order them on the menu. You get the restaurant.
Yeah.
So who knows? But if you are there and you can let us know if they're still there, please do, because those are our favorite things to get there. Like
Stinking
ever.
good. And then the music they have playing, so awesome. And your walk to the restaurant quite literally has to happen on 3 bridges.
Yes.
And it's over water. You have to walk a long time. It's so nice and relaxing.
You forgot one thing.
What? Sorry.
The churros.
Oh, they've got gluten-free churros.
And regular churros. They're absolutely amazing. We've never had the churros at Nomad Lounge, but I wonder if they're comparable.
I've heard they are.
Okay.
I looked it up and they said they're pretty much the same ones, but they're very good. 3 bridges. If you haven't done it, try it out.
And I definitely like this area as well because you're not like squished together, like all the tables. They're really nicely like spread out. So again, good conversation, just good times. It's a really good restaurant. So highly recommend.
Highly recommend. Number 2, Caitlin.
Number 2, of course, as mentioned over at Disneyland, fireworks on Main Street. You can't beat it.
You can't beat it. And when you've got, what's it called? I almost said Disneyland Forever. That's over on our side. Disney World's the one we love.
Oh, I'm forgetting it. Happily Ever After.
Happily Ever After. Good grief. That one is the end, the finale. It is amazing. It gives me the chills every single time.
It literally, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
It makes me like smile.
It is really good. So
I do want to say though, I think Disney World's fireworks are way better than Disneyland's.
I think so. So I resisted this opinion for a long time. Then I watched them back to back. Now, I didn't fly back and forth with my private jet to see them back to back. I watched these at home, so it's not the same feeling. But Disneyland Forever and Happily Ever After.
Yes.
Happiest Ever After. And I watched these 2 things, and I will say I'm more nostalgic and like my heart likes Disneyland Forever more. But if I were to sit there and watch the technology, the Disney World fireworks are way more advanced. They've got a way bigger like launching area, and they don't have to deal with. Disneyland has houses all around it, so they've got to kind of tone it down a little bit.
Of course.
Got to keep it reasonable.
Yeah.
Disney World, they don't have that problem. They have a whole city, and so they can launch a nuclear firework over the thing if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Not that, but they could launch the biggest firework in the world if they wanted to, and it would be fine. So they have that freedom. So yes, if you have to compare both show-wise by like wow factor, Disney World's going to win every time.
Yeah. So I highly recommend looking at those on Main Street.
Yes.
Great
All
option.
Right. Numero uno in Disney World is, in my opinion, the France Pavilion.
Ooh.
In Epcot. It's so gorgeous, both
Stunning.
in daytime and nighttime. You've got that gorgeous restaurant right there in the corner. You've got the beautiful smell of bread and other things in the air.
So
and
good.
during the, what's it called? Where we went to?
Food and Wine.
I'm so bad. No, not Food and Wine.
Festival of the Arts.
Is that what it is? Where they have the topiaries.
That's Flower and Garden.
Flower and Garden.
Yes.
We went during Flower and Garden. They had Belle and the Beast in like flower form.
Oh, it's stunning.
Right in the center of it.
Such a fun festival.
Yeah, it was really, really pretty. So I'm going to go France Pavilion.
I love that one.
Right? Yeah.
And you can also get some crepes.
You can get crepes.
Is it in the Ratatouille area?
I believe so.
I always
Right
want to
across
say
the way.
Ratatouille Land. It's not that.
No.
It's the
It's right across the way. It's a
Pavilion?
little...
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very good.
I know. We still haven't been over there yet.
We have not. Next trip.
Soon.
We're going to squeeze it in.
I'm so excited.
So those are our top 5 romantic spots in both Disney World and Disneyland. Let us know if you agree with our picks, if you've got some better ones, if you've got some romance stories for us.
Yeah. Not that.
Maybe keep that to yourself, but share where you can, maybe snuggle up with your loved one in the parks.
Yes. And again, keep an eye out over on Instagram. If you're not following us over there, definitely do so. I'll be putting something on stories. So if you would like to give us some, I almost said show and tell.
No show and tell, please. No, thank you.
If you'd like to give us some insight on your picks, definitely do so over there, and we will be posting them to stories.
Fun stuff. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us over on Instagram and Threads at Market House Podcast. Make sure to follow us over there for pictures from the park and exciting news and announcements. Consider leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, both, again, a giant help to the show. We have a Patreon, markethousepodcast.com/support. If you give us a support over there, we would greatly appreciate you and forever be in debt to you and your family.
Okay.
Remember to use our Getaway Today link for your future trip bookings. Check out the episode details for that link and use code MarketHouse10 to save $10. Again, join us in 2 weeks for another episode of Market House. We're taking next week off. In 2 weeks, we'll be back. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.